Welcome back. If you're like us, you want to get right to the heart of things, especially when it's something as explosive as that Chicago PD season 12 finale.
Oh, absolutely. It left a lot of people talking, mainly about Sergeant Voight, didn't it?
Exactly. Everyone wants to understand his choices, the fallout and what it really means without wading through tons of speculation online.
Yeah, consider this your direct line to figuring that out.
So we're diving straight into that finale, which really threw viewers for a loop, mostly because Hank Voight, who already walks a fine line, took a turn that felt, well, genuinely dark.
It did. A really significant shift, even for him.
And the question buzzing around is, what exactly did Voight do, and what kind of mess is coming next?
Right.
So our mission today is pretty clear. Break down those key moments, try to figure out Voight's thinking, and understand why this specific move hit fans so hard. We're pulling from analysis that really dug into Voight's turn and its consequences.
Okay, let's do it. So the trigger really was Reed, wasn't it? Going public, suspending the whole intelligence unit.
Yeah, that wasn't just procedural. That basically took them off the board, legally speaking. Left them exposed.
Exactly. So they're already struggling, trying to nail Reed for corruption the right way.
Right, through channels.
And then the one witness, the person who could actually prove it all, gets murdered. And Voight sees it happen.
Oof. Yeah. And that seems to be the moment, doesn't it? Where Voight just decides, okay, the official rule book, it's out the window.
Yeah, like he felt he had no other option. That feeling of being completely cornered, it seems crucial to what he does next.
He sort of defaults back to his own methods, his own rules.
Which makes you wonder, has he just completely lost faith in the system he's supposed to be part of? Or is this something else?
Which leads us to what some are calling the silent war. Because this wasn't like a big shootout or a direct confrontation we usually see.
No, not at all. This is all behind the scenes. Really calculated.
And that's the key word, isn't it? Calculated. He didn't just stumble into this.
No. He deliberately sought out Otero's son, gave him the intel about his father, and, critically, where Reed was going to be.
Knowing full well what would likely happen.
Exactly. He knew the probable outcome of handing over that specific information. It wasn't just a guess. It feels like he was pulling the strings.
Setting the whole thing up, basically, knowing it would likely end with Reed dead.
And when Reed is shot, yeah, Voight's crossed a line there. Yeah. A pretty major one.
Was it necessary evil in his head, do you think, or just him going darker?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the emotional cost of this is huge. You really see it hit home with Sergeant Chapman.
Oh, that confrontation. At the wedding, of all places.
Yeah, Burgess and Ruzik's wedding. Chapman has always been, well, maybe not his conscience, but someone who represented a more by-the-book way, maybe held out hope for him.
And that scene was just brutal. Chapman, you can see she's devastated, completely disillusioned, and she hits him with that line.
You told me you believe there could be more?
Ugh, yeah. That says everything about the hope she had pinned on him, right? That maybe he could actually change, evolve past the darkness. Why does her disappointment feel sick?
Their wedding happened under this, incredibly dark cloud. How does all this instability affect their marriage moving forward?
They always seem to be trying to build a life against this chaotic backdrop, don't they?
Yeah, always. So basically, season 12 ended, leaving things incredibly intense, more emotionally fraught than maybe ever before.
Seems that way. The stakes feel sky high. Characters we care about are really in precarious positions. So, as we wrap up thinking about this finale, we really want to put it to you listening. How did you react watching Voight's moves?
Yeah, what was your gut feeling? Given everything with Reed, was there any justification, any at all, for what Voight did?
Or has he finally truly lost his moral compass? Is the Voight we've followed for so long just gone?
Lots to chew on there.
Yeah.
These are definitely the questions that'll keep us all talking until we get to season 13.
Absolutely. Thanks for diving deep into this one with us. Keep thinking about it. Keep exploring your own take on it all. Okay, so you're here because you want to get right to it, get the real substance, fast.
Exactly. No messing around.
Today we're diving into, well, a real moment. It happened at Madison Square Garden. Game 1, Eastern Conference Finals, Knicks, May 21st, 2025.
Yeah, and the source material we have, it's great. It really captures the whole vibe, the celebrities, the fans, the energy. It wasn't just a game recap.
Right. Definitely not. And our goal here isn't just like name-dropping celebrities.
Right.
We want to dig into why this particular game with all these famous faces felt so significant. What's it telling us about celebrity culture now, about New York, and about that deep connection people have with their teams?
That emotional pull.
Totally.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with maybe the biggest name buzzing online that night, Timothy Chalamet.
Right, and what's interesting is how much focus there was on, well, his clothes.
Yeah.
The source really details it. Orange pants, striped shirt, Timberlands. It paints a picture. Makes you wonder if there's a statement there or just what he wore.
And people definitely noticed he was there solo. No Kylie Jenner. He was sitting next to Ben Stiller, actually.
And the piece mentions all the chatter online, people speculating about Kylie's absence.
It's funny, isn't it? Massive playoff game happening, and folks are still tracking relationship updates?
Always. But what seemed important, according to the source, was that Chalamet looked completely into the game, like really focused.
That caught my eye, too, despite all the, buzz around him being there.
Yeah, it makes you think about celebrity attendance generally. Is it just for show? Or is there real passion there? How much is their experience like a regular fan's?
Good question. And speaking of celebrities, the piece called Courtside, the Oscars of Basketball that night.
That's quite a label.
It really was packed. Dave Chappelle was there, just looking chill, apparently. John Hamm, the source says he might have actually interfered with play somehow.
Really? Wow. Wish we had footage of that.
Me too. And then you had Larry David and Susie Essman there, just cracking up, you can only imagine.
Those little details, they make it so vivid, don't they? More than just a list. And the variety, too. Comedy legends, movie stars.
All drawn to this Knicks game. Says something about the team, the city, maybe.
Definitely speaks to the cultural pull of New York, and maybe this Knicks run specifically.
And you had younger stars, too, like Livy Dunn taking selfies in her Knicks cap. And, Tracy Morgan.
Ah, yes, the shirt.
The revenge shirt with Josh Hart's bloodied face on it from a previous game. I mean, that is pure New York fan dedication right there.
It's such a powerful image, isn't it? It kind of sums up that intense fan investment. It's not just a joke. It's about the grit, the fight.
Totally. It represents that shared struggle and hopefully triumph.
And it wasn't just current celebs. Knicks legends were in the building, too. Carmelo Anthony, Amar Stoudemire, Patrick Ewing.
Wow. That adds a whole other layer, like connecting the past and present.
Exactly, gives it historical weight. Reminds everyone of the legacy, maybe fuels that hope for this team.
And halftime wasn't quiet either. Mary J. Blige
Decades of courtside support.
Right. And former players like J.R. Smith, Amar again, watching the current guys. Suni Lee was there, apparently seen as a lucky charm by some fans. And Tracy Morgan's shirt again, but thinking about its symbolism.
These details really point to something more than just being seen. It's about community, history, real passion for this team, the Knicks. It goes beyond just fame.
Yeah, and the piece loops back to Chalamet, saying he was there for the culture, for the city. It all feeds into this idea of New York basketball being this unique mix of celebrity glitz and genuine hardcore local fandom.
Exactly. Think about Spike Lee. That's not new. That's earned loyalty. And when the old players show up, it shows that bond lasts.
So was this peak celebrity game? Maybe. The source hints it was pretty major.
Seems like a landmark night for that, yeah.
And just a die-hard local fans all focused on one team. What does that say about sports in a city like New York?
Yeah, and how does that shared experience, seeing Timothy Chalamet and celebrating next to a lifelong fan, how does that shape the city's identity, its sense of community?
Definitely something to chew on as we see where this playoff run goes. Okay, so you're tuning in because, let's face it, keeping up with the MCU roller coaster is practically a full-time job.
It really is. Always something happening.
And today, we've got some major news. We're talking big timeline shifts for Avengers. Doomsday and Avengers, Secret Wars.
Significant ones, yeah.
Plus, there's this casting rumor floating around that's, well, it's pretty wild. We've looked at the official announcements, sifted through some insider buzz.
Trying to piece it all together.
Exactly. Our mission today, figure out why these huge movies are moving, what it signals for the future of the MCU, and, get our heads around this rumor about a very familiar face potentially playing a very different kind of character.
Well, the first thing that really jumps out is just how big these delays are.
Yeah.
We're not talking a few weeks here.
No, definitely not.
Avengers.
Yeah.
Doomsday. That was originally set for May 1st, 2026.
Right. I remember that.
Now, it's looking like December 18th, 2026. That's 7 months later.
7 months, okay. And Secret Wars.
Same pattern. It
Yeah.
shifted from May 2027 all the way to December 17th, 2027.
Wow. So basically, both pushed back to December releases a year apart.
Pretty much. And delays like that in the blockbuster world, they usually signal something bigger is going on behind the scenes.
Okay, so let's dig into that. What is going on? It sounds like Disney's doing a bit of a wider schedule shuffle, right? And Marvel's caught up in it.
That seems to be the case. There are reports that some of those untitled Marvel movie slots we saw in calendars have just vanished.
Wiped clean.
Yeah. And, you hear comments like from Disney CEO Bob Iger suggesting maybe Marvel lost focus a bit. Too much going on at once.
Right, the whole phase 4 and 5 feeling a bit crowded sometimes.
Exactly. So the new direction, it seems, is this mantra of quality over quantity.
Which sounds good in theory, but what does that actually translate to? Fewer films, more development time? Action would be.
Oh, completely split, I imagine. You'll have people thinking it's genius, casting his charisma, his intensity, playing a complex villain. Could be incredible.
You could see that, the verbal sparring alone.
Definitely. But then you'll have others feeling like it, I don't know, maybe undermines Tony's sacrifice.
Yeah.
Betrays the legacy.
Yeah, that's a valid concern too. Does it cheapen Endgame?
It's a huge risk, a massive creative swing. But you can't deny it's intriguing.
It's incredibly intriguing. The guy who started it all as the hero becomes the ultimate bad guy for the next saga. That's unexpected.
It completely reframes what these next Avengers movies could be. And think about the scale we're expecting for Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Oh yeah, these are supposed to be massive ensemble pieces.
We're hearing about them we saw recently, trying to make sure every project really counts, really resonates with you watching at home or in the cinema.
Perhaps it is a necessary hard reset, like some are saying. Streamline things, focus the narrative.
Could be. A strategic move to ensure the next big saga lands with maximum impact.
So, okay, wrapping this up, the delays, while maybe frustrating in the short term,
Yeah, the wait is longer.
they might actually be a good sign, a signal that they're taking the time to get it right, aiming for better quality.
But that seems to be the hope, or at least the official line. Quality over quantity. More impactful stories.
And throwing Robert Downey Jr. into the mix as Doctor Doom, if that turns out to be true, well, that just makes everything feel incredibly unpredictable.
Completely unpredictable. It changes the game entirely. It shows how dynamic these long-running stories can be. We have reports now, but seeing how it actually plays out on screen, that's
Yeah.
going to be something else.
Absolutely. Which leads us to the big question we want to leave you with, considering these major timeline shifts and this really, truly wild possibility of RDJ as Doctor Doom. What do you think the biggest consequences are for the story, for the whole direction of the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward?
Yeah, what does this all mean for the future? It's definitely a lot to think about.
It is indeed. It's going to be fascinating to see how this unfolds. We'll definitely be watching.
Okay, all right, everyone, strap in. This is a big one.
Definitely.
We just got the news that A24 and director Alex Garland are going to be adapting Elden Ring, a live-action film.
Wow. Yeah, that's huge news. I mean, Elden Ring, since it dropped in 2022, it's just completely dominated, hasn't it?
Handling. Game of the Year, all the awards.
Right. And it wasn't just the awards, it was the impact, this immersive world, the challenge, the lore.
And George R.R. Martin's involvement in building that world. You can feel it.
Absolutely. That deep kind of mythic quality. And the sales figures are just staggering, aren't they? Over 30 million copies sold.
Insane numbers.
Yeah.
So this isn't just adapting any game, it's a phenomenon.
Exactly. And the official word came, this May? A24 and Bandai Namco making it official.
And the combination there is interesting. A24, known for their, let's say, distinct high-quality films, not usually blockbuster adaptations.
Right. That's what makes it so intriguing. And then you add Alex Garland into the mix.
Yeah, I mean, his track record, Ex Machina, Annihilation, Civil War, even going back to 28 Days Later, he does atmosphere, he does cerebral.
He does things that stick with you visually and thematically, which honestly feels like a really good fit for Elden Ring.
Doesn't it? The lands between have that same kind of unsettling beauty, that complex, sometimes abstract storytelling.
For sure. And having Martin and Vince Gerard as producing too kind of keeps that connection to the source strong.
Okay, so let's get to the big question, the million rune question.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the story?
Exactly. Are we following a tarnished, like the player character, on their journey to become Elden Lord, or something else?
That's the fascinating part, isn't it? Adapting that specific player journey with, the cycles of death and learning, that's tricky for film.
Very tricky. How do you show that without it feeling repetitive or, well, like a game?
Right. Maybe they focus on a different story, something from the history of the lands between, like the Shattering, perhaps.
Ooh, that could be epic. Imagine seeing that visually realized. And think about the characters, the bosses we could see.
Oh, man. Margit, Radon, Millennia.
Just picturing those fights on a big screen.
Ugh.
And the locations,
Yeah.
Stormvale Castle looming over you, the glowing Erd tree.
Even Keylid, right. That horrible, beautiful scarlet rot landscape. The visual potential is just immense.
Totally immense. But again, how do they handle game mechanics? Like respawning, collecting runes. Does that translate?
That's a big challenge. Do they find a clever narrative way to represent it, or just skip it for a more traditional film structure? We'll have to see. Garland's clever, though.
He is.
Yeah.
And this whole thing is happening while video game adaptations are kind of having a moment, right? The Last of Us, Fallout.
Yeah.
They've shown it can be done really well.
Yeah, there's definitely more confidence in adapting games now and more ambition. But the A24 factor here, it feels different.
It does. It suggests maybe something less conventional, more auteur-driven.
Mm.
Could really elevate the genre.
Potentially. It signals a certain artistic intent, maybe, beyond just cashing in on the name.
And meanwhile, the Elden Ring universe itself keeps growing. We've got that spin-off game, Night Rain, coming like any day now, May 30th.
Yeah, end of May. And then the big one, the Shadow of the Erd Tree DLC everyone's waiting for.
Plus the rumor, well, the confirmation, really, of the Tarnished Edition for the Nintendo Switch 2. So the game itself is still very much alive.
Absolutely. It just shows how much appetite there is for this world. Which brings us back to the film and maybe a question for you listening.
Go on.
Who do you see as the Tarnished if they go that route? And which bosses have to be in the movie? Like, non-negotiable.
Ooh, good questions.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. Casting the Tarnished alone is fun to think about.
Definitely.
Look, this Elden Ring film, it really feels like it could be something special. A potential landmark for fantasy movies, bringing this incredibly rich world to a whole new audience.
It really does.
Yeah.
High hopes, but also, cautious optimism given the challenges.
Cautious optimism,
Right.
yeah. But definitely one to keep your eyes peeled for. The journey to the lands between on-screen